Shalom. I want to give all praises, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And peace and salutation to all the brothers out there pushing his word in truth and sincerity with charity. And peace and salutation to all the brothers and sisters that have been scattered to the four corners of the earth that behave and look like the other nations. Shalom. This is the brother Debaria. And I'm going to title this lesson, Esau won't escape. You blank people, all right, won't escape. Okay. This is a post a brother put up. It says the Associated Press. It says a Florida bill that would prohibit public schools and private businesses from making white people feel discomfort when they teach students or train employees about discrimination in the nation's past received its first approval Tuesday. You see? Now, basically what that's saying is that there's going to be a law passed, okay, that prohibits any school or, public school or private businesses from making white people feel uncomfortable, to feel bad about the things that they have done throughout their history. You see? Okay? And this is why I titled the lesson, Esau won't escape. You blank people will not escape. Okay? In fact, I knew this was going to happen, and I got scriptures popping up in my head right now. Okay? This may be a little long, brothers. All right? And then there was one more. It said, Khan. Bear with me. Salakia. This is the book of Genesis. It's one of the scriptures that popped into my head. This is the book of Genesis chapter 4. And I'm going to start at verse 9. It says, and Yahweh said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? And the answer is, yeah, man. That's what you're supposed to be. Cain was wicked, man. And so are the Edomites. All right, you so-called Caucasian, so-called self-proclaimed white people today, man. Especially your heads, your elites, your rulers. This is really for them. Because a lot of these, regular day Edomites, man, they don't know what the fuck going on, man. Some of them do, but this is really for the elites. All right? You Edomites are the sons of Cain, man. All right? Coming back all over again. Through Esau, Edom. Okay? The wicked that the Bible speaks of. All right? The nation whom the Lord has indignation with forever. Let me get that one real quick. It may be none but precepts now. Okay? And I ain't even started getting through the Genesis yet. But it's showing you how much the Lord has to say about the wicked, man. You see? This is Malachi 1 and 4. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and rebuild the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever. You see? You Edomites, man. You self-proclaimed white men and women that belong to the bloodline of Esau, Edom. Okay, you're a bunch of like it says here, right in verse Genesis, back to Genesis 4 and now 10, it says, and he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground, and now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. You see? You Edomites are a bunch of fugitives, man. You're wanted. You're wanted for mass murder, genocide, theft, deception, rape. You're wanted, man. You see? All right, it says, verse 13, and Cain said unto Yahweh, my punishment is greater than I can bear. And that's how you Edomites are, man. You never want to accept, all right, and to confess your wickedness, man. You're always somehow trying to avoid being convicted, man. You Edomites have no conviction. You see, it says, verse 14, it says, behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, and it shall come to pass that every one that findeth me shall slay me. And Yahweh said unto him, therefore whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And Yahweh set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. And that mark was leprosy. And we can see today, if you kill a so-called white man today, man, your ass is grass, man. Well, I don't know about today, man, because shit, the curses is falling on you Edomites, man. Okay? But you can see that they still have that protection still, man. It's still not over with, because this article right here, this part right here is showing you that. They're trying to defend themselves from even feeling uncomfortable of hearing about their own past and their own doings. Well, those were my ancestors. I didn't do that. You know, it's all about love. Well, let's find out then. See what the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai has to say about that response. You know, this is Isaiah 14 and 21. It says, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. So you already confessed that you fit this scripture. You idiots. You dumb Edomites. You Edomites. You just confessed that you fit this scripture. Well, it wasn't us. It was our forefathers. Well, guess what? For the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord Yahweh. You see? And I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai of hosts, man, of armies, angelic armies. ICBM nuclear missile armies. Yeah. The Lord gonna sweep you Edomites, man. Swoop, whoop. See, the elect are rejoicing right now, man. We're praying for this. We're hastening to the coming of the of our Lord Yahweh Shai, man, to bring judgment upon you wicked people, man, and to deliver us. You see? You know, as a matter of fact, let me get to the part right here. Where's it at? I looked up horrible acts of the conquistadors, and this is what I got. It says, the Spaniards with their horses, their spears and lances, began to commit murders and other strange cruelties. They entered in towns and villages, sparing neither children nor old men and women. They ripped their bellies and cut them into pieces, as if they had been slaughtering lambs in a field. You see? And this just, man, that's just one thing, man. Let's just go to images. How about that? There you go. Look at that. Okay, and this is only what they did to the Northern Kingdom. You so-called Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, Indigenous Indians of the Americas, Seminole Indians. Okay? This is what they did to you Israelites, man. Let me see right here. It says 37 bloody facts about Spanish conquistadors, and it comes up like 3 or 4 times. You see that right here? You see that? This guy. I'm trying to, you can see underneath it says factinate.com. There's 4 of them. So I'm going to go to this website. Let's see what they got to say, what they got to show. Let me see which one. Let's do this one. Let's visit. Let's see. What does factinate.com have to show? Which means what? Fact. These are facts. This is not a fucking illusion, man. You Edomites will not escape. You are going to pay for the blood that you have shed, man. For the violence that you have caused. Let me get that. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to destroy the kingdom of Esau, Edom, man. With a mighty judgment. And we can't wait to see it. It says, this is Ezekiel 35:5. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of the calamity, in the time their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir, where Esau Edom inhabited, where he lived, referring to Esau Edom. Okay, I will make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it that passeth out, and him that returneth. You see? And it goes on and on. It goes on and on. You see? You Edomites are going to pay. That's actually one of my favorite scenes of movies, period. It's in the movie The Mask. It's actually one of my favorite movies. All right, and it's the part where Dorian, he finally gets the mask and he goes back to the club. All right, it was Dorian or Julian, that's his name or something like that, or that was his boss's name or something. But anyway, he's got the mask on. He busts in the place. You know what I'm saying? And then the head mafia dude, you know what I'm saying? He's like, what the hell going on? You know what I'm saying? Who the hell are you? You know? And then Dorian was like, he said, I'm just an ex-employee looking for a little back pay, or should I say a little payback. So, hey man, we just your slaves. The broken people that you have destroyed, looking for a little back pay, a little payback. And guess who's going to do that? Big brother Yahweh Shai, man. Yahweh Shai, the exclusive Lord and Savior of the Israelites, he is going to come, and you Edomites are going to you're going to pay back all that back pay that you have caused to build up upon your on your tab. You see? All right, Ecclesiastes, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. You see? So because of all these things that you have done to the Israelites, you're going to pay. The kingdom is going to be translated unto us. Because that's how you took everything from us. With violence. You see? As a matter of fact, I got another one. And I ain't going to pause it. I'm going to just go to it. All right? I got another one. This is actually one of my favorite scriptures too. No. See, I used to think it was that, but it's not. It's the violence. How you spell? Yeah. This is Matthews 11 and 12. It says, and from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. And who was that? You, the Romans, you Edomites. The same thing you conquistadors did. The same thing that you do today. You're violent, deceptive. One of the elder apostles said earlier today on his lesson, man, he said there's two major things that Esau has, man. His sword and his deception, man. And that's all too true. All too true. You see? Let's see if they got some pictures here. All right? It says right here, the conquest of the new world, which that's a narrative that they use as an excuse for what they've done. They weren't conquering or exploring the world. They knew what was there. They knew who was there. They went there with an intent, man, an intent to destroy, to overthrow, and to rule and captivate. Because I can tell you right now, I know what these water toy texts mean. All right, 36, it says faking it. Let's see. I guarantee you that it means, and I haven't even gone to this website yet, but I guarantee you that it means that they were faking the religion. Let's see. Castilian law prohibited foreigners and non-Catholics from settling in the New World, but not all conquistadors followed this rule. Many Hispanicized their names and or converted to Catholicism to serve the Castilian crown to be able to search for gold and treasures in an unknown land. You see? In 94, I ain't even read it, Joe. But I already knew through the spirit because I know these devils, because we know the history. Because the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh put the spirit on us to reveal you devils. How are the things of Esau sought out? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh, using his men to bring it out. That's how. Putting the spirit on the people to bring out all these facts. Thank you, what's the name of this website? Factinate, for these beautiful facts. Look at them faking. Faking them, and they fake it today, man. Joel Osteen is a fake. What's that dude name? C19. I blow you away. What's dude name? The boy, he got one of the most wickedest faces on the planet, boy. Can't remember that devil's name, man, but hey, good. All right, 35 women. All right, they, you know. Let me see. Spiritual conquest. Let me see. I thought they was going to show some pictures of torture here, but they, you know what I'm saying? Eat or be beaten. What's that? Juan Diaz de Solis is remembered as the first conquistador to land on what is now modern-day Uruguay, but he wasn't able to see much of the New World, as reports suggest he was eaten by natives when disembarking. Good. You damn devil. Even though Jake was going off for doing that, but shit, good. You know, I remember I was reading one account where, a matter of fact, let me read it real quick. And then I you know what I'm saying, I'll move on. Because, matter of fact, let me show some pictures. And then what I'll do is I'll read this one account real quick, because I know exactly where it's at. All right, on how Drake would treat some of these conquistadors when they would catch them, would finally catch their ass and defeat them in battle. All right, and in the meanwhile, I'll just show some of these pictures here because, you know, you can only imagine, man. As a matter of fact, I'll put this one up. This one right here. Okay, because that's a baby there. All right, dead and strangled and mutilated, getting bitten up and chewed and gnawed by the dogs and stuff. You got another one, the dude holding two babies by the foot, and the dog is mauling on their necks and stuff. Man, you devils are gonna pay. You gonna pay. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is gonna make you pay. But let me get the account real quick, and then I'll move on, because I don't want this to be too long. You see? But this is from the book, A Brief Account of the Destruction of the Indies by Bartolome de las Casas. Okay? And it says right here, It says, beautiful, man. Page 5, it says, well, let me start at page 5 first. Let me start at page 4, right? Towards the end of the whole paragraph. It says, hate when this happens, man. You gotta, you damn near want to keep reading up, more and up, Okay, I don't see no periods, man. Okay, let me start at this point right here. It says, this is kind of talking about, Salakia, brothers. Okay, let me start right here. It says, all right, let me just start from the beginning. This is page 4, top of the paragraph. The Watertoy text says, the argument of this narrative. It says, the reverend author of this compendious summary was Bartolomos de las Casas alias Casos, a pious and religious person, as appears by his zealous transports in this narrative for promotion of the Christian faith. Elevated from a friar of the Dominican order to sit in the episcopal chair, who was frequently importuned by good and learned men, particularly historians, to publish this summary. Whoso prevailed with him that he collected out of that copious history which might and ought to be written on this subject, the contents of this concise treatise with intention to display unto the world the enormities, etc., that the Spaniards committed in America during their residence there. So this is saying how Bartolomé de las Casas, he spent his whole life, he was, studied and learned and all that, you know what I'm saying, witnessing all these things, recording all these things, and because of all that, we have, these writings today, and most of his writings are about the enormities or the atrocities or the horrors, all right, that the Spaniards, all right, committed, all right, against the natives, the so-called natives, man, which are the Israelites, man, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? All right, it says, to their eternal ignominy, and for the author finding that no admonitions or reprehensions, how mild soever, could operate upon or sink into the rocky-hearted tyrants in those occidental parts. He therefore took up a firm resolution, being then about 50 years of age, as he himself declares, to run the hazards and dangers by sea, and the risk of a long voyage into Spain, there to acquaint and certify the most illustrious Prince Philip, the son and heir of his Imperial Majesty Charles V of blessed memory, with the horrid crimes, etc., perpetrated in those countries, part whereof he had seen, and part heard from such as boasted of their wickedness. You see? All right? So we're getting to the point real quick. It says, whereupon his Caesarean Majesty, moved with a tender and Christian compassion towards these inhabitants of the countries of America, languishing for want of redress, he called a council at Valladolid, Anno Domini 1542, consisting of learned and able men, in order to the reformation of the West Indian government, and took such a course that from the time their tyranny and cruelty against those barbarians was somewhat repressed, and those nations, right, you so-called Negroes, you so-called Hispanics, Latinos, Native Americans, indigenous Indians of the Americas, Seminole Indians, South American indigenous peoples, okay? That's the nations that this is talking about. It says, and those nations in some measure delivered from that intolerable and more than Egyptian bondage. So Bartolomé de las Casas compared this to the Egyptian bondage of the Israelites, and they do it repetitively. All these friars and first account witnesses and historians of that time, they all, with the majority of them, they all compare what happened to the people of the Western world, the Americas, to what happened to the Israelites. Because why? Because they are the Israelites, and they were in Egypt again. The spiritual Sodom in Egypt. Here in America, the great daughter of Babylon. You see, Arsareth. All right. It says, or at least the Spaniards' ill usage and treatment of the Americans was alleviated and abated. This book, mostly historical, part typographical, was published first by the author in Spanish at Seville, after that translated into Latin by himself, and in process of time into High Dutch, Low Dutch, French, and now English, which I'm reading now. It says, which is the sixth language and it has been taught to speak, that anyone of what nation soever might in this narrative contemplate and see as in a mirror the dismal and pernicious fruits that lackey and attend unlimited and close-fisted avarice, and thereby learn to abhor and detest it. Cain, Pages, and Angu, I don't know what those words mean. I would have to look them up. It says, it being the predominant and chiefest motive to the commission of such inexpressible outrages as here in part are faintly not fully represented. So basically he's saying that all the details is not here in this particular book that I have, but I have this book with the most in detailed details. In fact, I have 3 copies of this very same book in 3 different ways. And I have Bartolomé de las Casas' entire collection in Spanish because you can't find it in English. So trust me, I know what it's talking about. Them particular 3 words, I don't know what the hell. I never even seen those words in my life. But the last paragraph of page 5 was the point, and we're getting to it now. It says, which sin the pagan Indians themselves did exprobate on the Spaniards with all detestation, ignominy, and disgrace, because the things that these Spaniards were doing to the Israelites, man, to the so-called natives, man, I tell you, man, they were bad, man, very bad. I mean, just look at the picture, man. Imagine someone holding babies and laughing while they're getting gnawed by dogs, man. People being burned alive in their homes, women being stabbed through the stomach while they're pregnant. Babies getting dashed against the walls, against the stones. People being, as you can see right here. Right here, this was what the hell just happened, man? Salaki, brothers. I'll find it again, because there's plenty of pictures with that. Plenty of those. There you go. No, that's not it. There you go. See this picture right here? All right. This was a actual thing that they built. They actually contemplating on this. The writings that I have of Bartolomé de las Casas with the very, very, very detailed details. It says that they actually contemplated hard on these things. They built this kind of big old grill kind of thing, and they would hang Jake so low to the floor that they wouldn't really choke. They wouldn't get strangled. They wouldn't get hanged to death. And then they lit fires under their feet so that the skin and the bones and the blood would melt and drip down into the fire. Basically, they were slow cooking them. They was barbecuing them. They was eating them. All that, man. On one of the accounts, they were all wailing, and the captain of the Spaniards told the torturing guy, he said, man, kill them already, just because I can't sleep. Just kill them already. But the dude, he wanted to see them burn and stuff. So he was like, man, fuck that shit. And so he plugged their mouths with wood, you know what I'm saying? So that you wouldn't hear them wailing, man. And then he personally himself kneeled down, like you see here, this guy here kneeling down and blowing and controlling the fire himself to make sure he manipulate how slow and how they burn. That's the wickedness of this man. You see? These are the things that they have done. And so the Israelites, the so-called natives, it says right here that they did themselves expropriate in the Spaniards with all detestation, ignominy, and disgrace, because when they finally, when some of the so-called natives, when these Israelites would finally get their hands on some of these conquistadors, even though it was a disgrace to them, they would kind of do the same shit to them, because they were getting jacked up so bad, man. It's like, man, you keep biting on me, I'm gonna bite you back. You know what I'm saying? And it says right here, it says, for when they had taken some of them prisoners, which was rarely done, and it's true, but still, you know what I'm saying? It says, they bound them hand and foot, laid them on the ground, and then pouring melted gold down their throats, cried out and called to them aloud in derision, yield, throw up thy gold, O Christian, vomit and spew out the metal which hath so inquinated and envenomed both body and soul. They have stained and infected thy mind with desires and contrivances, and thy hands with commission of such matchless enormities. You see? That was Jake's way of getting back at these Spaniards, man. When they would catch them, they would pour liquid gold down their throats, man. Because these Spaniards loved gold, so it was all for gold. We just read in that one let me read it again, man. Because shit, you know what I'm saying? This shit coming out, man. This devil's being revealed, man. Right here in the Factinate website, and the 37 bloody facts about Spanish conquistadors. All right. One of the watertoy texts, one of the 37 horrible things is called faking it. And what did they do? They pretended to be Catholics. They pretended to convert to Catholicism and Christianity just to get to the new world, to get to the Western world, the Americas, our earth, to go destroy the Israelites, to take all their gold. It was all for gold. It says many Hispanicized their names and or converted to Catholicism to serve the Castilian crown, to be able to search for gold and treasures in an unknown land. That's all they wanted. It's repetitive, man, in all of their writings. You see? And this is why you Edomites, man, you're not going to escape, man. You are not going to escape the wrath of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because you have not repented. You have never forgiven. You have never asked for forgiveness. You've never done nothing to fix this. On the contrary, you do this. You do this bullshit, man. What the fuck is this? A Florida bill that will prohibit public schools and private businesses from making white people feel discomfort. Fuck your discomfort, man. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is about to come, all right? And you people about to go into hardcore bondage in so much that you're going to be destroyed at the end of it. That's the double, man. That's the double that you're going to receive. You tried to eradicate the Israelites. You tried to cut us off as a people from the face of the planet Earth. So what do you think is going to happen when we double that back to you? You're going to be eradicated. You see? I believe that move is called fissure. There's a definition. It's called, let me look it up. I believe that's called fissure. F-I-S-S-E-R or U-R. Let's see if it's in this dictionary here. If not, I'm going to look it up. Matter of fact, I'm going to look it up. Let's see what that word means. Okay? I believe it's either fissure or recoil. Let me see. Salakia, brothers. Salakia. I know I saw this word somewhere, something maybe in a game I used to play or something. But anyway, the most I got out of it is energy absorption, or superpower wiki. I guess just imaginary shit. You know what I'm saying? But just to get the point across real quick, it says being able to absorb the energy of physical attacks such as punches, bullets, and concussive forces, making this person very hard to fight or incapacitate. And I know everyone has seen that, man, that you always got some kind of superhero character who can take hits and throw it back. You know what I'm saying? You know? And that's basically what's going to happen, man. All right? You Edomites, man, have built up so much wrath, man, that, the Lord is not going to let you Edomites off, man. You're going to be utterly destroyed and cut off forever. There shall be none remaining of the house of Esau, man. None remaining. Matter of fact, let me see. I got two more precepts, and then I'm gonna close it out. In fact, I'm gonna get that Obadiah right now. This is Obadiah 1 and 18. It says, "In the house of Jacob shall be a fire, in the house of Joseph a flame, in the house of Esau for stubble." Right. All right. The Israelites are gonna consume you Edomites, man. It says, "And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has spoken it." You see? That's going to be the double, man. All right? We're going to give you Edomites double of what you gave us. And it's going to be all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You see? This is Psalms 10 and 13. It says, "Wherefore doeth the wicked Wherefore doth the wicked contemn the Most High? He hath said in his heart, thou wilt not require it." You see? It says, because Esau thinks that he ain't gonna ever have to pay for all this that he has done, man. They think they're gonna conquer the universe, and they're gonna farm humans and all that. All right, but Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has got Esau on a trick bag, man. All right, this is Ecclesiastes 3 and 15. It says, "That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and the Most High requireth that which is past. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there." So the Lord is going to require all this that is past, man. The Lord is going to require for Esau, Edom, all right, for the nation of the Edomites, man, you so-called white people, right? The Lord is going to require for you to pay for all the enormities, all the atrocities, all the mass murder, robbing, raping, deception that you have caused upon the nation of Israel, first and foremost, and on the entire planet, man, on all the inhabitants of the earth. You see? All right, you Edomites, you're not going to be able to escape, okay? All right, you're not going to be able to escape the wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, okay? So with that, I hope this was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to all the brothers out there pushing this word in truth and in sincerity with charity, and shalom.